We're going to be looking at something like this. WebWorks does not cover things like this. They aren't as difficult as this. So let's see what happens. Well, there are two cases for this. So case one, we drop the absolute value symbol, flip the arrow, and negate. And case two, we just drop the absolute value symbol and everything else stays the same. Now, both of these cases, we have to solve for x. So I can subtract 5 from both sides. And it'll give me that. Now, to solve for x here, I need to divide both sides by -2. But multiplying or dividing by a negative will flip the arrow. So if I divide both sides by a -2, this arrow gets flipped. And so I'm left with x is greater than or equal to, and the negative signs cancel, and I'll get +4. So that's one answer. Over here, I subtract 5 from both sides. And again, to get x by itself, I'm going to need to divide by a -2. But when I divide both sides by a negative, it flips the arrow. And so I'll have x is less than or equal to, and that simplifies to 1. Okay, now to put your answer in interval notation, well, you should use the number line first. And you're going to need to locate 1 and 4. Okay, so x greater than or equal to 4, we're going to start at 4, include it, and then everything to the right. And x less than or equal to 1, we include 1 and everything to the left. And so now, from what I've drawn here, if I go from left to right, I don't have a left limit, and I come up to and I include 1, then there's a gap. I pick it up again and include 4, and then we keep going forever. Okay, so this would be the answer in interval form. Also, on final exam questions, this type of thing is not uncommon. It has been on previous exams. Now, if it was just like this and nothing else, then the answer would be all real numbers, because it doesn't matter what x is. An absolute value inside here will either be 0 or be a positive number, and that will always be greater than that. But that's not the question. The question is, what is this? Okay, well, the first thing you have to do is get rid of the negative signs. So let's multiply both sides by -1, or divide by -1. So if I multiply this by -1 out the front, I'll just have that. If I multiply that by -1, I just have that. Okay, but again, we have to remember, multiplying or dividing by a negative flips the arrow. And so now it becomes this problem. And to solve this problem, I drop the absolute value symbols and I encase it in that. And then I have to solve for x. So I'll add 2 to everything. And then I have to divide everything by 3. And so in interval form, I'm going to start at but not include -5/3. And we come up here to 3. All right, you'll have to give that as a fraction. There's absolutely no reason why you should be having a decimal there. No reason at all. Okay, everything I've done here and the dividing, you want to leave your answer as a fraction. Okay. And that will end this session.